Hello, everybody. We have a little activity for you again. In each row, I would like 6 of you to stand up, please. Okay, so thank you very much. You may now all sit down again. How did you feel? A bit overwhelmed? You might have noticed that it was harder to communicate with people who were further away from you. In a company, the distance is due to cultural and generational differences. And this is exactly the problem we were asked to tackle. Roche employees have to work efficiently in a highly diverse environment. Now, if we come back to our example of the communication skill, could you imagine that 10 years ago, that we would all work from home during several months? Great. Well, you're really seeing in the future. And my point is, skills are evolving really quickly, thus the urgent need to find and learn future-proof skills.
I want to ask you, how cool would it be if you would know right now which skills will be relevant in the future? 5 years' time, 10 years' time, maybe 20 years' time? You would then really have a first-class seat on the train of transformation, as I like to call it. And you would be a step ahead of everyone else because you'd be learning the skill before everyone else. Now we asked ourselves, how can we identify which skills will become relevant in the future before they actually are? And how can we make learning them fun and engaging? You can think of it as upgrading from stairs to an elevator. Enter the Roche 6R framework. The Roche 6R combines a skills database with an extended version of Roche's learning app, which we now call Roche Expertise. Now, to explain how this all works, let's get a bit technical. In the retrieval phase, an algorithm crawls through an array of different sources and tries to find specific skills. Now, those skills are then being registered in a second phase and constantly evaluated and ranked based on how useful they might be in the future. Some criteria might be future outlook of the skill or skill specificity. After that, the skills go from the database into the Roche Expertise app and are available to the employees. We try to match the relevant skill to the right employee. And then it's the employee's turn.
So Roche Expertise is the new learning platform for individualized learning. Roche already has high-quality learning materials, which are underused because the employees have very different learning needs. So our idea was to use the existing content and tailor it to each individual needs. So let me walk you through an example. Let's say we want to get better with leadership. So we would then choose a module of interest, let's say critical thinking. Then you could choose a preferred format and duration. Let's go for a 5-minute video. Each module is linked with a unique file in the existing database. AI will then be used to estimate the duration of the module in the format. So let's say our critical thinking module would then be a 20-minute video. But we said we wanted 5-minute videos. So we go back to our file, divide it in 4, and apply AI to the separate pieces to then obtain modules of the desired length and format. So in the end, we would obtain 4 videos, each 5 minutes long. This is how our user app would look like. Now, we wanted to make learning fun and engaging. And we not only want Roche employees to grow as individuals, but we also want them to grow themselves. And how this works is to encourage them learning. Each time you complete a submodule, you earn a cell. However, If your cells remain idle for too long, your cell culture will diminish in population.
To tie the loop, we then constantly react to incoming feedback from the employees, and then based on that, fine-tune the skills database and the learning recommendations we make. So in conclusion, the Roche 6R identifies future-proof skills ahead of time, makes learning fun and engaging, and prepares Roche to be ready for the future. And we strongly believe in the Roche 6R, and we say, just as an elevator takes you to the top, the Roche 6R propels Roche and its employees into a successful, dynamic future. It's not just a tool, it's an evolution. Thank you.
Wow. So, super cool, guys. And I would like to invite the rest of the brilliant minds in the team here. Great work, guys. And please, once again, a big hand, please. So maybe just to little bit give a context of both the teams, right? So both the teams had a similar problem statement as you would see. And the first group had a little bit more focused, and then they were focusing on a particular thing. This team had quite a lot of data and people who had the visual and the IT kind of outlook. And the other people were, how do you more look at the human element of it? And I think there was a little bit lot of more discussions. There were very, very innovative ideas, and I really liked both the teams for their thinking out of the box approach. Also, and then this was my constructive challenge to them in my discussions with them, that please keep it in an implementability lens, right? And that is how I think both of you have done very, very good job. And what I particularly liked is now all the thought processes, and this was the surprise to me, is that how you have visualized very, very well. So thanks for all of that work. Once again, a big hand, friends, to both the teams. And now I invite the floor for questions.
Okay, I'm going to try to make myself clear because I think this question may be a little bit confusing. My point is that when you publish a ranking with all the skills, like imagine the first one is public speaking, the second one is critical thinking, there are going to be some that are going to be very top down on the list. Now, because there's a public ranking and people know it, that itself, first of all, influences the skills that are going to be in the future. But in second place, you are like trying to say that there are some skills that are more important than others. And so perhaps if creativity is low, people are not going to use it because they think that they need to only do like the first ranking. How do you deal with that, or how do you think about it?
Thank you very much for the question. It's a very good one. So our algorithm uses external as well as internal sources. So the internal part, yes, it can be a bit biased, but it's only a small part of it. The external part is way bigger, to actually find the skills and rank them on how popular they are at the moment. So this already kind of solves part of the problem. Now there's still a problem that if creativity is low internally, we have skills that might just stick. How would we deal with this? Maybe, yes, you want to say
Can I also add something to this?
Yes, please. Absolutely.
Okay, so when we are talking about ranking and matching, I don't think we are only talking about a singular ranking, but rather also personalized ranking. So once we have this database of different skills that we've retrieved with our system, and then we've done sentiment analysis on that, we then do a ranking per person. So for each individual employee, which are the skills that are most applicable?
Thank you.
I think we have time for some more questions. You have one in the front?
I've done before is that where you get people who are really good at those skills, you make it visible so that they can go, actually, that person's the expert in that. There might be a very new area that no one's picked up on, creating videos with AI or like new leading areas, and they can actually learn from that person. So like personalizing the human aspect back in. Not just the videos, because you're finding out who's good at something. You say you've ranked them, you've got the popularity, but actually that's another data point that you can increase the learning inside the ecosystem of Roche.
Oh, yes, actually, I think that's a core part of the refinement process, because we are taking, first of all, explicit feedback, which is how the employees liked it, but also implicit feedback. I mean, was the course popular? Were they talking about it? Like, and stuff like that, and feeding that data back into the process of tuning the model that you're talking about.
Not the course, the person, because there's so much knowledge with the person.
We also had to, we thought about these kind of things. We also had to consider Roche employees were very busy and would not necessarily maybe have the time to share. So it would maybe be complicated to have someone be a specialist in something and have, I don't know, maybe 100 other people who want to learn from this person. It would maybe be difficult time-wise for this person to also do his or her job.
Yeah, I understand the concerns. I think there's so much from network learning because you have implicit and tacit knowledge. Brilliant, thanks.
Thanks a lot. Thanks also for all the questions. And I think once again, and I say this because context is large enterprise-wise, and then they had to really look at it from a real implementability lens. And with that, I think, given that nature of the challenge, both the teams have done extremely good job. Thanks a lot. Once again, a good